It is now time for the Suspense 10 to pick NFL Week 13. And now here is your host, the Suspense 10. Hey guys, this is Suspense 10 here, and I'm back with my father to do picks. Any shout outs this time?
No shout outs today.
Let's get started here. No more chit chat. Let's just get started. Packers at Lions. Now, the Packers did too terrible last week at the Bears. But they're not going to lose to the Lions again. I know that for a fact, so I'm going with the Packers.
Well, it's unprecedented that Aaron Rodgers has lost 3 games in a row. I don't see that happening tonight. It's a must-win for the Packers to stay in the playoff hunt. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say Packers by 3.
All right, that your final pick?
I'm
not picking against the Packers this time.
Final answer.
Jets at Giants. I like to call this the
Subway.
No. I was going to say the New York Bowl or the Battle of the New York team, something like that. And they have about the same record. The Giants may be at home. But I'm going to go with the Jets on this one because, yeah, why not?
Well, it's considered kind of a double home game, really, for both teams. I never count Eli Manning out, so I'm going to say Giants on this one.
Mm-hmm. Arizona Cardinals at St. Louis Rams. The Cardinals have been playing great football this year. The Rams did start really good, but then they just started to downfall. I'm going to go with the Cardinals, 9-2 team.
I'm also going to go with the Cardinals. You're going to see yet another Carson Palmer to Larry Fitzgerald show going on.
Okay. Falcons at Buccaneers. 2 teams that are terrible, I would say. I'd say I'm going to go with the Buccaneers on this one, the home team, because they're both terrible, so why not?
I'm actually going to go with the Falcons. Matty Ice has got to have a big game in there somewhere, and then, of course, they have Julio Jones, so Buccaneers don't really have a lot as far as stars. That's all they've really got going for them is their home field advantage for this game. It's not going to be enough. Still going to say Matty Ice and the Falcons squeak this one out.
Okay. Seahawks at Vikings. Now, this were last season, I'd say the Seahawks would win this. But the Seahawks are playing terrible this year. I still think they're not going to make the playoffs. The Vikings are in first place. I haven't seen that in a while. They're going to win this game. And, yeah.
I would say the Seahawks' Legion of Boom is actually going to be reduced to the Legion of Doom. They'll be doomed. Adrian Peterson and Teddy Bridgewater, plus they've got that tight end in Chad Greenway. Yeah, I'm thinking Vikings are going to win on their home turf.
Texans at Bills. I'm going to go with the Texans on this one because the Bills almost beat the Patriots, but that doesn't show anything. So I'm just going to go with the Bills are terrible as usual, so I'm going with the Texans.
I'm going to go with that as well. J.J. Watt's going to have a huge game. It's hard to contain that guy.
Mm-hmm. Ravens at Dolphins. I'm going to go with the Dolphins on this one. They're farly better than the Ravens. I would usually never pick the Dolphins, but they're both 4-7, so I'm going to go with the home team Dolphins.
I'm going to go with the Ravens. Ravens are on kind of a roll, a little bit of a roll there, even though Joe Flacco's out. They still have their capable backup in Matt Hasselbeck, so I'm picking the Birds on this one.
Okay. Bengals at Browns. Now, the Browns are terrible as usual. Bengals lost 2 games, almost undefeated. I'm gonna go with the Bengals on this one. They're farly better than the Browns.
I have to agree with that. Johnny Football for the Cleveland Browns. He's too interested in partying than winning football games. So I'm thinking the Carrot Top Anthony Dalton, I think, will come through, and watch out for Green to have a big game for this one too.
Jacksonville at Tennessee. 2 teams that I don't care about and that are terrible, but the Jaguars are going to win this one. The Titans aren't that good at all. I'm just going to go with the Jaguars.
Jaguars are a little bit of a surge. I have to agree with you on that, Jaguars.
49ers at Chicago Bears. Now, if this were last year again, I'd say the Niners would win this one. But the Bears are going to win this one. I hate to say it, but they're on a roll, and I'm going to go with Jay Cutler and the Bears.
Oh, the 49ers are just in a bit of shambles. They just got rid of, well, they put Colin Kaepernick in IR last week. He's probably played his last snap in San Francisco. That team is just in disarray. Look for the Bears to have a big game at home.
Broncos at Chargers. This is going to be an upset game. The Broncos are not going to win this one. This is going to be an upset. I'm going to go with the Chargers.
I'm picking Broncos in this one. Peyton Manning is actually going to be back, I believe, for this game.
Sure.
From what I understand, he is 90% probable.
All right. Chiefs at Raiders. I'm going to go with the Raiders on this one because they're both terrible teams. I'm going to go with the home team.
Going to go with the Chiefs on this one. Chiefs are kind of surging. Alex Smith, I think, is starting to pull some stuff together. I look for him to have another big game.
Okay. Eagles at Patriots. The Patriots did lose last week. They almost did lose Rob Gronkowski, but I think they have him back this week. I'm going to go with the Patriots because they're good, and the Eagles are crap.
The Gronk is back, so look for the Gronk to have a big game. He'll be back with a vengeance. Of course, you've got Tom Brady and his infamous Deflategate, but look for him to more or less inflate the score with Gronk on the field.
I see what you did there, actually. Panthers at Saints. Carolina is undefeated. I thought that the Patriots would go longer undefeated than the Panthers, but I was wrong. But I'm going to go with the Patriots on this one. The Saints usually do good, but they're not showing much this year.
Drew Brees can't do it all. This game kind of has upset written all over it, but Cam Newton is pretty much Superman this season, so look for him to have another big game. Cam Newton thrives on artificial turf, so look for him to have a big game in that regard as well. You're looking at Cam Newton leads the league in passing, touchdowns, not to mention rushing, so you're looking at the Cam Newton show to once again have another big game in the Superdome.
Colts at Steelers. I think this is gonna be a good game. It's gonna be really close, but the Steelers are gonna come out on top on this one.
Look at Big Ben to have another big game. Steelers squeak this one out by a touchdown.
Finally, Cowboys at Redskins. Now, if Romo didn't get injured again and get put on IR, I would say the Cowboys. But since Tony Romo got put on IR, I'm going with the Redskins.
I'll have to agree with you on that. The Redskins are kind of surging. Their young quarterback is actually doing quite well, and with Romo and a not very healthy Des Bryant playing, don't look for the Cowboys to be much of a factor.
Well, that's the picks. Like for more of him, we're not gonna have more of him. You didn't hear that.
Have a good night, everyone. Enjoy the games.